Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm out here and I need to tell you that for the last couple months I was thinking about making myself a survival knife, you know, a survival knife. You know that I think actually every knife is a survival knife, but I mean like, you know, own personal kind of knife which I will use out there and which is capable of doing survival stuff. Um, so first I thought I go out there and I'm gonna forge myself one, go to the whole process of hardening it and heat treating and stuff like that. So, but yeah, well, I thought I can't be a big deal, so I went off and I got myself some steel and just needed to find the time, right? Yeah, then I sat down and I thought, well, so what does a survival knife, quote unquote, needs to be capable of, right? So I started thinking, so what do you really need it for when you're out there and you want to do kind of a long-term survival scenario? What would that be? Maybe a week or two, maybe even longer. So, because on short term I think like every knife will do. So, yeah, I thought, well, first it needs to be easy to sharpen, that's for sure, right? And but still needs to be kind of a tough knife which holds the edge kind of long enough. Yeah, so it needs to be able to be used to skin an animal, cut an animal open, cut through I think it's called the sternum of an animal. Needs to be able to be used to carve wood, make feather sticks, strike a ferret rod, sharp and pointy enough to make a step in a fire drill board. Needs to be capable of delimbing trees and branches. Batoning wood, nah, you guys know my stance to that, so batoning is not really necessary, I think. Some people think it is, but I think it's not really too necessary. In certain things, when you make certain tools, obviously it is, but for fire and stuff, I don't think it's necessary. But that's a personal preference, I guess. So, yeah, so all those things a knife needs to be able to accomplish. Yeah, well then I still thought I'm gonna forge myself one. And then today I came across this knife. You guys know I like work knives, and this is a work knife from Milwaukee. They make tools. And I seen this knife for $20. Yeah, so when I pull it out, you see this is a blade, right? And so the thing is, I know Milwaukee, they're usually a good tool brand, and I don't think they would make a blade which is crap. So it's certainly supposed to be a work knife, and when you have a work knife, it needs to be pretty tough, right? But at the same time, easy to sharpen, because you have people out there which don't really know much about knives. So I tried to find out what the blade is made from. they say only stainless. So, but stainless is not magnetic. I put a magnet to it, it's magnetic. So I think it is probably a 440-ish kinda, I don't know what they used. They don't say. The thing is this now. I have this knife, and I told you guys I would like to have a nice personal bushcraft knife or survival knife. And this is like rotten ugly with a red plastic handle. So, but it maybe has a good blade. I don't know yet. I will test this blade now, right? In order to figure out if it's okayish, and if it is, then I will transform this knife to my likeness. But before I go to all this work of removing the handle and maybe blackening the blade and, you know, doing certain things with it, making a new sheath, obviously a plastic sheath, you guys know me, that's a no-no. I need leather. So, yeah. If you're interested in how this turns out, then stay tuned, because now we're going to test this thing. First test, out of the box sharpening test or sharpness test. Well, I think. Okay, here it ripped now. Like, whatever, let's see, double. Okay. Yeah. Now, there I caught it somehow. But it's not bad for out of the box work knife. Okay. Let's put this aside and we do the next test. So guys, next test is, can you cross baton a log like this in order to maybe fashion a bow out there in the woods? Well, let's see. Well, I think my problem is that thing is kind of curved on the bottom, it's hollow. So, well, but I think it's pretty good. It's a success. Look at the nice clean cut. How's the knife looking? Still good, still straight. Still sharp. Next test, can you make fire with it? Ooh, that's be careful. Otherwise the logs get too big. Ooh, that's fun. Oh guys, that's fun. Thing is awesome. Okay, we can make fire with it. Sorry guys, I noticed you couldn't see how it throws sparks because of my shoulder. Here, watch this. Next test, can we delimb a branch? Can certainly carve with it. Now, can we carve a step into a board to make a fireboard? Problem is, I don't have a big enough piece of wood right now. I try it on a small piece I have on my wood block. So if we imagine this would be the board extending here, so we would have a ledge to catch the coals if we place a fire drill here. So we would carve a notch like kind of here. And it does that too pretty well, as you can see. So now, after all this testing of the regular stuff a knife needs to do, I'm pretty sure it will cut meat as well. So we need to see if it's still sharp. Let's see. Yeah, that got caught. Let's try again. That's tearing now. Well, yeah, it's still sharp. Pretty decent sharp. I think the problem is the paper got wet. Yeah, that's what it is. But well, it's still a nice sharp knife. And there's nothing you can see on the blade, I guess. Looks pretty good. Just the color there from the ferrite rod. But other than that, I'm happy with it. I will transform it now into a knife I will really like. And how do we do this? With fire! Ha-ha! Now it is clean. Now we need to make a new handle for it. And this is what I have in mind. A nice piece of reindeer antler. Right out of this section. The knife batoned to a solid deer antler. I think it's a good knife. I think it's still sharp. Somewhat. Still sharp enough to carve wood. No, that's what I call a knife. Good job, Milwaukee. Really, good job. So now the knife is done. Now we need to have a sheath. So guys, there you have it. My brand new survival knife. 4 hours later, and this is what we got. Quite a transformation, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. I decorated it a little bit with a horsehair dangle, you know, to have it more kind of trapper native looking like. You know, I like this stuff like that. Yeah, nice leather sheath I made here, and ferrite rod attachment. I think it's a great knife. It will ride pretty high on the belt, which is nice too. And yeah, the handle, as you've seen, I batoned it with a knife through the reindeer antler. It's incredible that worked actually. Yeah, so there's a knife. Let's see, it's still capable and sharp. Yep. Look at this. It's like a cutting devil. Okay. See you guys next time, and you will see this knife next time too. Stay tuned.